Dave, conceding so late in a game and a goal like that is always going to be difficult to take, but particularly because your side put in a really, really good performance today.
Yeah, we've grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory 2 days or 2.5 days running, really. So yeah, it's disappointing in the manner we've defended and got behind the ball and had to weather a storm and done that resolutely, and probably got to a point where we had good little spells of looking after the ball. Have you seen it off? It's never over. We haven't defended a moment, and then I've no idea how the ball's gone in. I've no idea who scored. It's impossible to see from a camera that's certainly up here. Whether there's an angle from the other side, I don't know. But it's by the by. Ultimately, we haven't won, but we have to move on and move on quickly to Saturday, which is a lot more important than what tonight was in the grand scheme of things.
You obviously had some defending to do in the second half, but in the first half you really did take the game to Sheffield Wednesday, and those boos that rang around this ground at half time must have been music to your ears, because it was kind of a job well done.
Yeah, it was. Like I say, we frustrated at times. We looked a threat. I spoke at half time. I think we needed to be better in terms of ball retention in that second half, especially when they'd gone chasing the game. We were almost 4-2-4 with a spare man in the middle of the pitch. Just need to find the spare man in the middle of the pitch. Then ultimately our wide centre backs would become available. It took us 15-20 minutes to do that, and then we did it for a spell. Had some opportunities and from on counter attacks and things like that to go and potentially get a second. In the main, limited them to very little. There's not many big opportunities jump out to say they should score there, and like I said, I put our bodies on the line resolutely, but again just couldn't hang on at the end.
A lot of good individual performances today, but I wanted to talk to you about the two young lads out there today, Ethan Pye and Cody Johnson, with performances beyond the years really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we called Cody back yesterday, and listen, the plan for Cody hasn't changed. We need to get him football, but with Campsey out for maybe a few weeks, maybe close to 4 weeks, maybe. We don't have a natural ball playing central midfielder. It's something that we've been looking for. So felt it was a real opportunity to call Cody back, not just to call him back and have him in the squad, but to call him back and play him, and I suppose show people what he can do in our team, because whether that be now, whether that be in 3-6 months time, whether it be in 12 months time, that's what we see, and that's what we want to get to a point with. So for him to go out there and perform in this arena, in this environment against a championship team, and look as he looks, just calm and composed in terms of possession and what he does, was really pleasing. Similarly with Ethan, like I said, there's still questions to be answered on him in terms of he's gone out and got his National League minutes last year, and now he comes into a really competitive League Two squad with ambitions of getting promoted. So he's got to show his desire and want to get in that team, and you have to do that by how you train every day and how you perform. And like I say, he's done himself no harm whatsoever with his performance tonight. We need to be able to be in a position where with them two and Ashton, who's obviously along with us, that they earn the trust and able to in order to be able to go out there and perform, and they certainly have that. We want to try and challenge that as much as possible, because we feel that they do have real big futures at the football club.
Just a little bit more on Cody and the decision to bring him back to the football club. Obviously minutes is the most important thing, but is this an opportunity now for him as well to show that potentially he deserves a chance to stay and fight for a place this season?
Yeah, absolutely. We need to look at things. It's a position that we've been and still are actively looking to recruit. Hence that we felt that the value was sending Cody out and getting him National League minutes if we could, and I suppose using the same pathway as what Ethan had to bring him on a little bit more. Never say never in terms of what we do. We do need to make sure that they don't ultimately not become stagnant, but don't have a pathway in terms of a games programme. Happened a little bit with Cody last year in terms of going through a bit of a growth spurt. Physically struggled a little bit. we put him back in the youth team, and he got some games there. Then he obviously went out on loan to Banbury. He ended up playing close to 50 games last year, which for a 17, 18-year-old was brilliant and did him absolutely the world of good. We hope to be able to build on that this year. Now, whether that's elsewhere or whether that's with us, initially, like I say, we wouldn't have sent him out on loan if we didn't feel it was a good loan for everybody, and we felt the loan to Rochdale was, and we're not saying it wasn't, but a circumstance arose where, especially with Cody being a youth loan, we could call him back on 24 hours notice. We knew we were going to start him tonight. That was important, and we'll make a decision amongst the staff and the staff above us, if you like, in terms of what the next plan is with him. We'll speak to obviously to Rochdale, and because I know they're still keen to have him back with them, and if that's the right thing to do, then so be it. If the right thing is to keep Cody in with us for the short term, medium, long term, then we'll have a chat about that and come up with a plan that's best for him.
One negative was the sight of Tanto Alafe coming up with what looked like an injury to his left arm. What can you tell us about that?
He's got another one. No, I think he's fine. Nothing that jumps out. He's landed awkwardly. We had a situation with Campsey on Saturday, who is someone who he has had shoulder issues and landed, and he's got a shoulder problem. But he's had long-standing problems with that, and has done it before. Tanto, hopefully, it's just a bit of a bang, and he'll be fine for the weekend. Certainly, going in there, I've not actually spoken to Luke in terms of what it looks like, but there doesn't seem huge concern, which is good news.
Just in terms of the penalties, obviously didn't go your way, but in terms of the one penalty you did score today, how much credit does Ryan Rydell deserve for having the character to step up again after Wembley?
None, because I told him to step up and take it. Listen, he takes our set pieces. He's technically very good. The fact that he missed a penalty at Wembley, so what? Better players than him will miss penalties in more important situations. So I had absolutely no question that he would go up there and be in the first 5 penalty takers for us, and that won't change if there's another penalty shootout tomorrow. So, like I say, I felt that the players going into the shootout probably could be a little bit of redemption. There wasn't redemption for us as a team, as a group, but there was certainly redemption for Ryan. We went through, and we do go through penalties in terms of training. Took a little bit of stick yesterday when he did score, and the players went, why didn't you do that 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, 2 months ago. So hopefully from his perspective he moves on for that. Like I say, from my side of things, I have absolutely no issues whatsoever with sending him up to take a penalty with that, and a shootout in a league game for us, because he's shown, not just over the start of this season, the pre-season, his ability to be able to strike a ball and put a ball on a sixpence, and to do it from 12 yards. Like I said, I'd back him every day. From a personal perspective with him, I'm sure it's like I say, a little bit of a monkey off his back, and if he needed any motivation to move on, then he maybe has it. I don't think he did, but if it helps him, then great.
2 good performances so far. I guess the message now is to go to Walsall and just get that result to build on, to back up those performances now.
It is, but I think you do that in large parts by taking care of the performance, and if we take care of the performance, you'd hope that over the course of a game, that at some point a little bit of luck might go in your favour, and we come away with what we deserve. That's not been the case up to now. Like I say, lick our wounds. Tomorrow's another day. Rest and recover, because it's been a tough shift to come here and work in that environment and not get the rewards at the end of it. But we concentrate, and attention was switched to Saturday in terms of what tonight looked like anyway. But in terms of training, we look forward to Thursday and going to Walsall to get our first win on the board.
Thanks for your time, Gaffer.
Cheers, thank you.